Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing a Ninjago Dragons Rising fan theory that I know seems crazy upon first glance. I am well aware that this is definitely a very out there Ninjago theory. However, the idea of Lord Ras being his own master has been floating around a lot throughout the Ninjago community as of late, and I believe I have the best scenario as to how this would not only make sense, but also be one of the biggest plot twists that Ninjago has ever seen. Just remember, this is a fan theory, nothing more, nothing less. This is not any kind of Ninjago news update, just a theory on the part of myself. Now, like I said, the idea of Lord Ras being his own master has been kind of a hot topic recently. However, from what I've seen, a lot of people are more so thinking about it from the perspective of Lord Ras just being crazy. His mind is broken and he is just subconsciously carrying out these tasks but answering to himself. He thinks he's answering to a higher power. There is no higher power. He's just a lunatic. Again, I can appreciate that theory, but I feel like we can do a lot more with that idea. I thought for a while about how this could make sense in other contexts. How exactly could Lord Ras be his own master and not have it be a case of his mind being broken? I thought about maybe time travel. Maybe it's Lord Ras from the future trying to deliver a message to himself from the past or something like that. And maybe that could tie into the time travel Easter egg that we saw in early Dragons Rising during the scene where Master Wu first is sensing the merge happening. But then I thought about it a little bit more and on a more grand scale. What if it is Lord Ras communicating with himself, but he's not communicating through time? What if Lord Ras's master is himself, but from another universe? Maybe the universe that was destroyed before the universe that we are seeing in the modern day Ninjago setting was created. Now bear with me for a second, because I know it still sounds crazy, but just think about it, right? We know about these cycles in the context of Ninjago Dragons Rising. For a lot of people, cycles are very much implied to be the universe existing at any given time. It does very much seem like the Ninjago universe that we know and love is actually not the first rendition of the Ninjago universe. Think about Lloyd's vision as well from Dragons Rising Season 1, where he saw the Source Dragons destroying some kind of world that was full of gravestones and ninja masks. I've been theorizing for a while that could be a vision from another cycle, maybe the cycle before this one, but that world was destroyed. Now, it's also implied that the merge is an early sign of a cycle's time actually ending. And in the case of Lord Ras, what exactly has his goal been the entire time? Well, to reverse the merge. My idea is that maybe Lord Ras is on a mission to prevent the end of this cycle, maybe following instructions given to him by a previous cycle's version of himself. Maybe a version of himself that ultimately somehow survived the ending of the previous cycle and is trying to communicate himself to prevent the end of the world again. Lord Ras could not only be traveling through time, but also through space to communicate with himself from the past, give himself instructions, make sure that the merge is reversed, because the merge happening is again the first sign that a cycle's end is almost here. Maybe Lord Ras was able to survive the end of the previous cycle by borrowing Source Dragon energy. We know that the Source Dragons survive every cycle, obviously for sure. The Source Dragons are not reincarnations of themselves or anything. As far as we know, the Source Dragons are consistent. So maybe the older version of Lord Ras also found a way to be consistent. Maybe through the energy of the Source Dragon icon of strength. If he had that icon before the end of the previous cycle, he could have maintained the strength to survive the end of the previous cycle. That could also explain why Lord Ras in the current Ninjago cycle is so obsessed with the idea of strength. And it would also explain where he got the Source Dragon icon of strength, though I will admit that can be explained a number of different ways. But just imagine that scene that we saw in Season 2, where Lord Ras had a flashback of his youth, seeing his master for the first time. What if he was looking at some kind of future version of himself, communicating with him, again, from the end of a previous cycle? Just mind blown there. This could also connect to the Blood Moon. Maybe once the Blood Moon rose, Lord Ras was able to lend some kind of power to himself. Maybe leftover strength that he received from the Source Dragon icon of strength, and the Blood Moon was purposely put in the sky as a way to simply lend that power to himself. Remember, the Blood Moon first appeared after the merge happened, and it disappeared after the events seen in Season 2. Again, we know that there's a reason for that. What if this is the reason? Not to mention, it also does line up with previous hints that we've heard and previous rumors that exist about the Master of Lord Ras. It is a Dragon's Rising character, as Lord Ras is a Dragon's Rising character. He is a he. He has a great motivation for being a villain. What better motivation than to prevent the end of the world? He will be revealed in Season 4. Again, maybe Season 4 could end on this big cliffhanger that Lord Ras is his own master. He has been revealed for a long time. Well, yeah, Lord Ras has been in Dragon's Rising since Episode 1, and he has appeared in Season 2 of Dragon's Rising. Lord Ras has been in every Dragon's Rising season thus far, including Season 2. Again, in my opinion, this would also make for a great plot twist. Can you imagine that twist if Lord Ras is his own master? That would be unreal. I would love that. Ninjago fans would be shocked. And again, if it's Lord Ras from a previous cycle, again, that would just line up perfectly. It would also add an interesting moral dilemma into the Ninjago Dragon's Rising series. Is it better to reverse the merge, go against the wishes of the Source Dragons, and maintain this world as it is, or just let the cycle play out? Because again, the ninja have been against Lord Ras and his plans this entire time, feeling the need to stop him simply because he's a villain, right? But again, if Lord Ras is trying to prevent the end of the world, he would be the unexpected hero here. I could totally see the ninja trying to work with him later on in Dragon's Rising to also prevent the cycle from ending. Also, the ninja and Wu would be evil in the eyes of Lord Ras, and we know that Lord Ras does not like the ninja, probably because they are going against his plans to prevent the end of the world and prevent this cycle from ending. Again, in my opinion, this is the best way to make the whole idea of Lord Ras being his own master work. I like that idea. I'm not sure if I like the idea, though, that it's just because Lord Ras is simply going crazy. I do like the idea, though, and I like my theory that he is his own master, but from an alternate universe. Maybe the previous universe that ended before we saw this current universe take shape. It kind of works, and again, in my opinion, this could be one of the best things that has ever happened in Ninjago Dragon's Rising. It would certainly be one of the biggest Ninjago plot twists ever, but with that being said, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for my thoughts here. Like I said, just wanted to make a quick video talking about the idea of Lord Ras being his own master, but just kind of giving my own spin on that idea, because I think it could work under very specific circumstances, like I presented in today's video. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments, everyone. What exactly do you think about all of this? Do you think any of this could happen? Why or why not? Who exactly do you think the Master of Lord Ras is? And I'm not so sure. After I've talked about this theory for a while here, and the more that I think about it, the more I think this could actually happen. Leave all of your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.